What's going on, guys? Haul It All here, man. I'm back with another video. It's been about a week since my last video. I did kind of like a hot shot setup video, and I put in my 2 weeks that day, and been working my notice out currently with my current employer, and of course they don't want me to go. It is tough. I've been there 6 years. Kind of worked my way up, built a lot of good relationships, but when it's time to go, it's time to go. Sorry, there's a bug. Time to shoot for something else. Kind of wanted to go a little bit into why I'm leaving my current employer, a little more in depth. When I first took this job, I got promoted from a supervisor to a manager, warehouse manager. When I first took I got a daggone something in here, I don't know what it is, but it keeps distracting me. So I got promoted from a supervisor to a manager in the warehouse. Took the job with no management experience. I did have supervision experience, about 4 years worth, and it was a good job. They gave me a little bit of a pay raise. I did settle for less than what I had a number in my head when I took the promotion. Kind of trying to be a company man and trying to see it from the other side, but I ended up regretting it instantly after I got my first paycheck, and it just wasn't enough to justify the stress and the extra hours and the strain it put on my family going from day shift to night shift. So that was one of the big plays in me looking for something else. But also just I was getting paid pretty decent money, but the money that I was making was kind of trivial after you take out all of the deductions and the insurance and the new tax bracket I ended up being in. After you take all that out and divide it by my hours worked, oh man, it was pretty laughable. But I did what I had to do. I never tried to short the company. I never tried to slack off. I tried to keep hiring in this tough hiring market that we're in nationwide. I mean, I was actually doing so well with hiring that we were sending warehouse workers out of town to work at distribution centers within the company that were struggling. So we were pretty staffed up. I wasn't working a whole lot of hours compared to other divisions, but it was still, I wasn't where I wanted to be. I wanted to be, 10 hours or less within a shift for myself and for my supervisors. And I couldn't quite get there just because of having to send people out of town and trying to help where we could, which I'm fine with doing that type of stuff. But it kind of got excessive at one point. I think at one point we had 5 people out of town. We were a smaller shift. So I think on a full shift, we would have 30 order selectors, 30 at the time, because we were still understaffed, but we were better staffed than most of the company. So we were still a little understaffed, but we were running about 30 order selectors, and they we had 4 or 5 out of town. Well, they were still wanting more. So if you do the math, they were wanting us to go from 30 to 24 order selectors, which in the food service industry is a lot. I mean, you're taking manpower out, you're putting more work on not only the other 24 order selectors, but management and anybody else that is involved. So I didn't agree with that, and I'm fine with doing it for a couple weeks. I'm fine doing it for a month. But it got to the point where we still haven't 5 months now. 5 months later, we have still not gotten some of those employees that we sent out back, and that just kind of rubs me the wrong way. At the end of the day, we all have a job to do, and we all have customers that we service in our own market, and it's just not fair to the employees here in Jackson, Mississippi, that didn't go out of town, for them to have to suffer because they're not getting paid anything extra for the extra work that they're having to do due to us sending people to Columbia or wherever it may be within the company. So I just didn't agree with that, and it just kind of rubbed me the wrong way. Then on top of that, with me being new into management, I was told that I was going to have all the support. They were going to back me 100% with some of the ideas that I had. And it got to the point where it just felt like every time I felt like I was getting my feet up under me, and I would have sorry this camera's so shaky, guys. I got a all-terrains and a leveling kit on this Dodge, and it is kind of rough riding without a trailer behind it, so just kind of bear with me. But yeah, I was told I was going to get all the support and backing that I needed to help, because night shift within the food service industry is a beast within itself, because for one, order selecting is a very hard job. It pays well if you can do it to the highest level, but it is a very manual labor intensive job, and it takes a special somebody to succeed at it. So that job in itself, you know, you're constantly hiring and firing and coaching and improving and striving to be the best. So, you know, you have a very high turnover rate, and you're trying to improve and get the new hires on board with the culture that you have within your company and the safety, along with, you know, trying to get the customer the right product. So all this is going on while you're bringing new people on. You're sending some of your veterans out, and there's never a solid training period. You just kind of have to put them out there because you need them. And it's just kind of the nature of the business right now, and it's very hard. I haven't seen anybody solve it yet, how you can get somebody properly trained with getting the customers the product on time. But we tried to do it the best we could, but it just got to, I felt like I was not getting the support that I needed, and every time I would think that it was getting better and we would get some people back from out of town, another request would come through, and it was just that revolving door. And I was like, man, I'll never be able to get to where I want to. And I hate failing. It's something, I try to set myself up for success, and I put everything I have into, you know, the operation, and I've always been that way, and I've been a company man since I've been there. I've always put the company and customers first. No, obviously not over my family, but I did put them high up on the list, and I did push a lot of personal things off for the company. And to gain no ground doing that, it was just, you know, granted we were supporting other divisions, but I was gaining no ground within my own operation. And I was starting to see it written on a lot of good employees' faces that they were getting burnt out, you know, having to work extra hours. And then they come and ask you, why are we sending such and such out of town? We need them. We do have 30 people here, but 20 of them are new. You're leaning on us 10 veteran guys to pull all these cases and get the customers the product. You know, we're getting tired. And I 100% agree. I couldn't agree more. And once I started getting that feeling and having to answer those questions, and it's not my idea in the first place, it just put me in a very weird situation, because I came up through order selection, and I know how tough the job is, and I know how every person that shows up for that shift matters in keeping your productivity up, which is how you make your money, and keeping, you know, the fatigue down, which helps you get the customers the right product. And it just all plays into itself. It's, you know, it's a very lean operation in the first place, but then to just milk it dry, you know, I'm not on board with that. So that's kind of in a nutshell why I decided to start looking at something else. And I've always had the hotshot idea in my head, just from us using, you know, reefer vans in US Foods. And, you know, once I started looking into hotshot, I saw that there was the flatbed side, which I've always been a fan of pulling. I don't know, it's just something weird, pulling, you know, trailers, large loads or whatever. You know, it's just a great feeling that you're providing that service. And you know, trucking in itself has always been interesting to me. So I decided to kind of make the leap and look into it. And I did my research, thank God. I'm kind of weird when it comes to that, man. I do a lot of research on stuff, and it's kind of like a hobby of mine, and it's kind of not a good hobby, but whenever I do something, I try to make sure that I have all my bases covered. So whenever I do it, I'm set up for success, and I'm not scrambling once I get out there or once I get into it. So kind of that way with everything, man. So if I'm going to play golf or I'm getting into golf, you know, I wish I could just go buy a set of clubs, a used set of clubs for like $100, but normally I would research and try to find the best low price clubs, you know, with the best reviews and all this and that. And I'm just very weird like that. Don't ask me why. I guess I'm a review reader is what they like to call people. But yeah, I did my research and watched a lot of videos, got a lot of information, and read a lot on the regulations from DOT and all that. So once I started reading into it, I was like, man, this is a lot more than I thought. But it is something that I think I would like to do. Being on the road doesn't really bother me too much. Nowadays with technology, you got FaceTime. You can pick up the phone and call your wife, or not pick up the phone obviously while you're driving, but you can have a Bluetooth headset and talk to your wife or kid or whatever, and stay connected. It's not like it used to be where you had to find a corded phone and all that. So we are blessed to live in this day and time and be in trucking, because it's not like you're secluded from the world anymore. But it is, you don't get to hug your kids and kiss them goodnight every night. But hopefully in the end, it'll all be worth it, and you can put your kids through school, you can start your own business where you're not having to be on the road all day every day. And that's kind of one of the goals of mine. I don't have a problem doing it, and I'll probably continue to do it to some extent, but I want to start my own company and start building a brand and reaping some benefits of hard work. Unfortunately, in the corporate world, or in the world I was living in, you don't get to reap a whole lot of benefits. I did have a fair salary, but at the end of the day, after everything's done, I have a 401k to show for it, which I'm blessed to have those kind of benefits. But that was a hamster wheel I was on. I'm trying to get off that hamster wheel, man. I'm trying to get on something that I'll have, I'll be able to set up, hopefully, a family. It could be a family business that goes on for generations to come. But that's the thing with getting into something like this. That's an option. That's an option for you, as long as you strive for goals and stay on course and discipline yourself and learn and grow. You can have that kind of goals. In my job, warehouse manager, they were asking me, do you want to be a VPO of the operation, of operations one day? I'm like, not really. It sounds exhausting, because I've been on this road long enough, man, and climbing to this point felt like I kind of was hoping I'd made it, and to realize that there's just another step to get to the income that I'm wanting to make is like, man, and it comes with all the headache that I have currently plus some. Just didn't sound appealing to me, and the way the warehouse industry is going, hiring market right now is just it's a nightmare, man. If anybody is in the hiring market right now, or doing any hiring, you know what I'm talking about. It's slim. There's not a whole lot of self-driven, hard-working people applying right now. I hate to say it, but it's just, you're not getting the quality that you need, and then you kind of have to somewhat settle, because you can't not hire somebody. You can't just have a vacancy for months. You have to try and bring them in and train them up, and then you spend all this time in training them and investing in them for them to just not show up to work, and you have to fire them and start all over. Very expensive for the company, very exhausting for me and supervisors and leads and anybody that had any hope in them making it. So I don't know where I was going with that. I was just kind of rambling. I could ramble all day about that, man. It's just something I'm passionate about currently, and I'm ready to have that relief. I had that relief when I put in my 2 weeks notice, but I'm still in that world. I'm headed home now. It's 2:50 in the morning. I started work at 2 o'clock, so about a 12 and a half hour day, which is actually pretty short considering the normal length. But it's just it's going to be nice to let go of that stress and pick up a new stress, man. I hope Lord willing, I don't have a major breakdown. I know I'm going to have breakdowns. I know I'm going to have flat tires, but if you don't expect that, I don't know why you would get into this. You're going to have it. You're going to be putting a lot of miles on this truck, a lot of miles on that trailer, it's going to happen. But you know, I'm very prepared to do maintenance and regular maintenance, and I think that's part of it, man. It's part of being an owner operator. You gotta like that kind of stuff. It all kind of goes hand in hand. I mean, you can have other people work on your truck and do everything for you, but at the end of the day, sorry, I'm getting cotton mouth, man. I got a dry throat. At the end of the day, you can save a lot of money doing it yourself, and I'm kind of looking forward to that, man. Any penny saved, man, is going to be just instant profit for me. Which not at first, I'll be leased. Well, I mean, yes, it will. Obviously, I'll be owner operator, but I'm going to be leased on to a company called. I'll go ahead and release them because I'm starting next week. Next Tuesday, I'll drive up, and then Wednesday's my orientation. But they're Ohio haulers, or Ohio hauler out of Ohio. Really good people. Justin is the owner, along with Carrie, his wife. Very down to earth people, very helpful. Been helping me along the way because a lot of stuff I didn't know. I mean, you can only learn so much from videos and reading. There are a lot of particular requirements that they want as a company that will ease your life on the road, as far as, you know, what DOT requires and what the unwritten rules, I guess, is kind of, I don't know if it's unwritten rules, but stuff that they would like. It would make your life easier if you get inspected. So they've been super helpful. I'm excited to start with them. They are growing. I can't remember how many trucks they have. They were trying to get to 25 last time I checked, drivers, CDL and non-CDL. So I'm super excited, man. I'm hoping it goes well. You know, I know I'm gonna have to grind, and I'm gonna be away from home a lot. It's just something I got to do. You gotta put in the time to start. You know, in a year or so later down the road, if I want to try and get my own MC number or authority, then that's what I'll do. But for now, I'm focused on putting my best foot forward with Ohio haulers and getting on the road and learning, because it's going to be a learning curve, man. I've secured trailers, but not like, you know, I've never tarped a load unless it was a blue Walmart tarp. But this will be interesting. It's going to be an experience, and I'm hoping to do some, you know, vlog style stuff for my first week out. If I can remember to. I'm new to this kind of stuff. That's why I haven't really put out a video since my first two videos, because I really don't have much to talk about right now. It's just a lot of anticipation and waiting. Working my 2 weeks out at my current employer and making sure I get everything on the checklist tidied up, and get ready to roll, because come Tuesday morning when I leave from Mississippi to make that haul up to Ohio, it's all the games are over, man. It's game time. Well, that didn't make any sense. Anyways, but yeah, it'll be time to rock. So, and I'm ready, man. My wife's ready. Well, I hope she's not ready. I hope she's dreading it, but you know how that goes. She's excited for me because she knows how much I've been wanting to make the change here recently. And I finally decided to do it. She backed me 100%, which is I'm always thankful for. She'll be watching this video because she thinks it's hilarious that I'm actually making videos on YouTube now. So, Candace, if you're watching this, I see you laughing at me and making fun of me all the time. It's all right. Hey, I ain't gonna pass no judgment. But yeah, hoping the next video that I put out will be when I'm leaving. I'll probably make one on my trip to Ohio. Once I get hooked up, leave that morning, I'll try and make a video, and kind of go from there. So I appreciate all the support. I've been getting a lot of feedback, and I actually got a lot of views, considering. I mean, I don't even think I tagged the video right, but I ended up getting like almost 600 views on my second video, which was the setup video. So I appreciate all the support and all the comments. I love the feedback and interacting with people that are either interested in doing the job or doing it currently. I know it's probably some form of camaraderie because it's a grind while you're out there, and I'm planning on hitting that grind pretty hard. But sorry, I lost train of thought, man. I have been up since like 9 a.m. yesterday, and it's 2:55 a.m. now, so been up for a little while. But yeah, man, I'm excited. I'm ready to get rolling, and I do appreciate all the support, all the likes, and the subscribers. You know, if you like this kind of stuff and you want to follow me on this journey, just subscribe, hit the bell. I guess people say that, man. I've never hit a bell for anybody, and I always usually watch the subscriber videos, but I'm a YouTube, I wouldn't say addict, man, but I do like some YouTube, man. It's better than damn regular TV to me. If it's not sports, I'm usually watching YouTube. That's usually the way it goes. But I just made it home. Other than that, I guess this will be the end of this video. Like I said, the next video I'll probably be on my way to Ohio, hooked up with the 14GN, ready to rock. I gotta wash it. I'm gonna wash it before I get rolling. I'll probably hook up that Monday before I leave, go get it washed up, make sure I got everything, make sure I'm ready for my first pre-trip that next morning, and go from there. So I appreciate you guys tuning in. I appreciate all the support, and I hope I can continue to make steady videos. I want to try and at least make my first week, at least make a video a day about how it's going, what kind of obstacles I've faced, you know, how hard it was. I'll try and get some footage of me trying to, also I'm also recording on my phone, so it's probably like I'm one of those vertical recorders right now, but I do plan on getting some kind of way where I think I can do it with my phone without having to get my GoPro out. But if I have to get my GoPro out to make better videos, then I will. But I'll start doing more horizontal, you know, landscape videos instead of portrait. So I'll do that whenever I'm recording me securing loads or whatever I may have. So other than that, I think I'm gonna close it out here. Excited, nervous, ready to rock and roll. So sorry about that. Kind of got stumped there in the truck, just sitting there thinking about everything. But yeah, I'll go ahead and make an outro now, man. I just want to say super excited, appreciate all the support, and hopefully I can stay steady, make more videos for you guys. So all right, man, if you call it, we haul it, baby.